It is now 6:48. Well, I want to welcome you all to our monthly, monthly board meeting for Willow City Schools. We will first start off with our mission statement. And it is behind me on the screen, and we'll read it together. The
Mission of the Wells City School District is to create and maintain a highly effective educational system in which every student receives the highest quality education. School employees and parents work together to prepare students to become caring, competent, and responsible citizens who value education as a lifelong process.
Thank you. Now, as you review your agenda for tonight, I'm gonna ask that I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'd like to amend the agenda.
Excuse me?
I think we have items to add to these things.
Yes, Dr. Boone.
I'd like to amend the agenda to include policy 1310 to the consent agenda. The only change is the addition to a hyperlink that provides information to parents and students about community resources.
Okay. So I'm gonna still add that onto A with the policy 9120 and add 1310. Side that. Mr. Davis?
Yeah, I think we have a discussion of the organization. Department names, department.
Okay. Let's add that on to. Instead of number 9 being the break, let's add that there. What's in department one? Reorganization. Okay. So that'll be number 9.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda? This addendum, you know. So,
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve tonight's agenda with the second that we made.
there's a, okay, it's been a motion and probably second to approve tonight's agenda with the necessary changes that were made or addendums that were done. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next item is open session approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the open session.
Second.
Okay, it's been, motion to approve the open session minutes from, November 23rd. September 23rd, I'm sorry. And it's been seconded. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next item is gonna be recognition and upcoming school events, new hires, Mrs. Angela B. Easter.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm board chair, vice chair, board members, superintendent, Dr. Booth, to all our lovely members. It is a privilege and an honor as always to going on here at Willow City Schools. I will begin with our recognition and acknowledgement with Weldon Elementary School. Our Weldon Elementary School Student of the Month is Honey White. Honey Graham is that great. Honey is always spunky, full of positive energy, quick to help her peers, give out directions, leads by example, shows kindness and responsibility to people.
Come on, Grandpa, you go get a picture, please.
We can see her pretty face.
Yeah. Congratulations, baby.
It goes with. Yeah, they go with it.
Our next district student of the month is from Weldon Middle School, Angel Pilgrim, eighth grade. Angel Pilgrim illustrates the following: positive attitude, participation, perseverance, respect for staff, classmates, and peers. Angel Pilgrim. Weldon High School, district student of the month is Javaris Edmonds. Javaris Edmonds, 11th grade, is a well-rounded student in academics and banking. He does not mind lending a helping hand to anyone who needs one. Javaris is a member of the National Honor Society, FCCLA, and FBLA. Congratulations. Right, that's good. Let me give you some call me back a little bit. All right, okay, thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Our next district student of the month is from Warner Valley Early College, Olivia Strong, 11th grade. Olivia is very focused and determined. She works well with others and displays leadership qualities consistently. As a fairly new student at Long Valley Early College, she came in our team and family and adjusted immediately. Olivia has been excelling every day since, including running for a position for the student government. Congratulations, Olivia.
Everybody, the whole family. Yeah. Congratulations, Olivia. All right, we're there. Everybody in there, come on.
This family though.
All right.
Our next acknowledgement is our district employee of the month, Christian Love, teacher from Weldon Elementary School. Miss Love, her name speaks volumes. Her love for her students is demonstrated every day. It is a true joy to watch her interact with her students. She gives them a sense of home, a safe place, a free space to be themselves. She is compassionate, considerate, and dedicated. This acknowledgement is well deserved. She's at her son's softball game too. So we want to just give her a hand clap. Our next individual is Mrs. Kendra Peterson. She's our district parent of the month. Ms. Peterson has shown time and time again her willingness to step in whenever she is needed. Whether it is volunteering at school events, supporting students, she brings positivity and commitment to every role she takes. She eagerly serves. She's present in every function, which highlights her selflessness and genuine care for the success of our school. Give Mrs. Peterson. Weldon City Schools would like to recognize and acknowledge our principals for National Principal Month. You are appreciated and we celebrate each and every. Weldon City Schools would also like to recognize our Lady Chargers volleyball team for their weekend.
All right.
Ronald River Conference champs. All right. Weldon City Schools. Weldon City Schools congratulates and recognizes Weldon High School cadets Darian and Darren McGee. The North Carolina Association of Rescue and EMS Junior Divisional technical, rescue competition named Darren and Darian will be the first place state champions.
All right.
In the meantime, just a reminder, please take note of these upcoming community and school events. Weldon City Schools 2025 Homecoming Parade is October the 23rd. Lineup will be at 4:30 at Weldon Elementary School, and the parade will begin at 5 p.m. Our Title I and Community Night will be October the 30th, 4 p.m. through 7 p.m. at Weldon Central Service, right here at 301 Mulberry Street in Weldon, North Carolina. This completes our recognitions and acknowledgement for the month of October. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Lisa, so much. Next, we will have our public forum. Dr. Boone, is anyone down for public forum tonight? No one? All right, next we'll move right along to our reports, and we will start off with our superintendent's report, Dr. Tandy Lillian.
So good evening, everyone.
Good evening, good evening.
I would like to start my report this afternoon or this evening with an apology for an incident that took place last week with our athletic department. I would like to sincerely apologize to Kip Pride High School, as well as to the parents and the community of Weldon City Schools for the manner in which things unfolded last week. We do accept the responsibility for our part in everything that took place. And again, I apologize, and we will do our very best to make sure that nothing of that nature takes place again. We do have our reputation on the line, and I still, no matter what happened last week, I stand by the fact that we believe in our core values for our children, and our number one goal is to educate our children in an environment that is conducive to learning for all of them. So again, thank you all for your patience last week. And again, we apologize to Kip Pride. We know that we stripped something away from them that they cannot get back on that night. It was not meant that way, but we can't change it now, but we can apologize and mean it when we do it. Additionally, I would like to say within my report that Dr. Kelvin Edwards has been named as the principal of Weldon High School. We are very excited about that. We also had our topping out ceremony at the construction site. We had that last month, I believe, and it was exciting because we all went out, had an opportunity to sign the beam and watch the beam go up and be placed in the, I don't know construction terms, but all of the good stuff, and saw it airlifted, I'd like to call it, and the good things that go along with it. So we are really excited about that, as well as excited about the new construction that we hope next year, this time, we will be inside of. Additionally, we're also excited to announce that Andrew Jackson School has been approved to be on the National Historic Site register. That is a huge accomplishment and something that we're very thankful for. On October 2nd, several of our students all across the district were able to attend Energy Fest at the Center for Energy. Several Weldon students attended. Our band went and played. Several students from all different schools and districts were there as well. It was a really good day for our students. Also, to reiterate what Mrs. Lee Easter said, our Weldon City Chargers volleyball team are now the Roanoke River Conference champions and getting ready to, I believe we have a bye week this week, if I'm correct, and getting ready to begin preparing for playoffs. Is that correct?
Yes, on Saturday.
So we're excited about that. It was a really good game. It started late and it ended late, but it was well worth watching every minute of it. Also, community night, as has already been said, will be on October 30th, beginning at 4 o'clock until 7 o'clock p.m. We are going to have community night right here on the grounds, right beside this building. So we are inviting the community to come out and enjoy with us on that night. Different vendors will be here, just lots of really good things going on. So please come out and join us. Our NC check-ins are being administered this week to our students. That will give us a good gauge, a good data point to look at where our students are at this particular point in the school year. Also, our homecoming celebrations will take place next week as we prepare for our homecoming game against Northwest Halifax on next Friday night, which is October 24th. I'm sorry, on next Saturday, which is October 25th. National Custodians Day was celebrated on October 2nd. So our principals celebrated our custodians, and here at the district office, we also celebrated our custodians with lunch and a gift card. And we took the picture, and I think the picture meant more to some than the lunch or the gift card. Also within this month, this is Instructional Support Coach Month as well, and they were celebrated on October 6th. And this is National Principals Month, and their celebration is yet to come. We are happy to announce that we do have 2 principals who have been recognized as achieving growth for last school year, and will be able to participate in the bonuses that the state gives out. So we're happy about that. We also have our junior commissioners. We have 2 students from Weldon High School, Marcel Jackson and Kamaya Cole, who will be representing Weldon City Schools as junior commissioners. And I believe we also have representation from ARVET. So again, we are really proud of lots of the things that are going on here in Weldon City Schools. I do have a few other things to say, but I will yield at this time and allow the principals to come up and give their presentations regarding their school improvement plans, low performance plans, things that we have to do at this time. So I'll ask Dr. Gray to get us started.
First of all, good evening, everyone. Good evening, board members, Madam Chair, Superintendent Dr. Boone, families and community stakeholders. I am Dr. Tamara Gray. I'm the assistant principal for Weldon Elementary School. I bring you greetings on behalf of our principal, Ms. Tanisha Lee, who is not able to be here. So I'll be sharing with you all our strategic plan for this year. And it will begin with, first and foremost, just making you all aware that our focus this year, as you can see on this projection, is that we are going to be focused on improving our proficiency, growth, and attendance rate. We will also focus on increasing teacher and scholar family retention. So in order to share that information with you, we got to know where we were and where we're trying to go. So I present to you our past 2 years of data that you see before you. And on the far right, you will see a column, which is our expected goal for this year. So first and foremost, as you all can see, specifically in the area of reading, that is our targeted area, which I'll share more information with you in regards to that. But we did not meet our growth as far as our 3rd and 4th grade reading. We did meet growth in 5th grade reading. Also, we met and exceeded growth in our 4th grade math. With regards to 5th grade math, we met goal there, and as well as 5th grade science. So although currently we are at performance level of a grade of F, our ultimate goal, as you can see in that far right-hand column, is that we are going to be, and I intentionally say we will be, a D school this year. We will again focus on improving and growing our students specifically in the areas of reading, because as you all can see, that is our targeted area. How will we do that? So we have 4 big rocks that we are going to be addressing this year in our strategic plan. The first, as you all can see, is again, improving proficiency and growth. Number 2, improved attendance rate. Number 3, teacher retention. And 4th is increased scholar family retention. this year, we are all about making sure that we bring our students back home to Weldon City Schools, and specifically Weldon Elementary as their foundational point of entry. We also want to make sure that our students are in attendance, because we know that when we have our students in the building, that is where growth begins. So how focusing in on number one, improved proficiency and growth, and what that will look like and consist of. These are our specified school improvement plan goals. So as you all can see, under proficiency in our NC STAR goals, we do have 3 that are identified. I will not read them to you verbatim, but I will share with you. Goal number 1, we are going to focus on enhancing students' math knowledge and problem-solving skills by integrating daily reading and writing strategies. Again, our focus, as you all will see, is intentional on reading. Reading drives everything from every subject matter. Goal number 2, we will strengthen our students' decoding, blending, as well as vocabulary skills. And our last goal is going to be focusing in on reading comprehension with reference to science specifically, reading comprehension, academic vocabulary, as well as scientific inquiry skills. What you see before you are our action steps or action methods that we will be employing in order to develop and improve our proficiency and growth. So first and foremost, you see in the corner, MTSS. We have to be able to target and identify our students who are at risk, grow them, so that way those that are even in the bubble range, those middle students, will be able to meet proficiency. We want to focus and be intentional about making sure that tier 1 is a priority. The foundation sets the tone for everything. So we want to make sure that our high quality instruction, as well as high yield instructional practices, will yield high yield outcomes. So if we have a strong base, everything else will build upon that. We also want to make sure that we are focusing in on our students' well-being, which is the SEL component. In our building, we have our school-based mental health professionals. We also are focusing in on making sure that our students are, and as well as our staff are being trained and aware of how to address their self-regulation, and specifically for our teachers, how they can support our students in this area. I'm going to go to the middle. Build teacher capacity. When we have strong teachers, we create strong leaders within our building. And so Ms. Lee and myself, we have been very intentional about strategically, as you all can read up underneath that caption, strategically placing our teachers where we see that their assets as teachers will be more beneficial for our students. Ongoing observations, constructive positive feedback to our teachers in order to build that capacity, as well as, again, making sure that we are providing the support that they need in order to grow themselves as professionals, but also grow our students. To the far right corner, you see data. Data is what drives every decision within our building and within our school district. And so we will be focusing and are focusing on data within our PLCs. And again, going back to MTSS, making sure that we are having crucial conversations in reference to the data that we are seeing and how we are intentionally targeting our students through intervention. So when we think about and consider our goals, these are our 2025 school year indicators. Again, I will not read them to you, but what I will do is highlight how we are going to address these specific indicators that you see before you through our school improvement plan. Again, I mentioned to you a moment ago that building teacher capacity creates strong educational professionals within our building. to provide and promote that high yield outcome. So in developing our teacher skills that are necessary to effectively interpret data and also an awareness of how to analyze that data is very important for us this year. So we have data days as well as PLC meetings in which on those PLCs, we are focusing on reviewing those outcomes from our assessments that are given, whether it is the check-ins, our CFAs that we do, as well as our K2 math assessments. Now, with that being said, on our data days, those days are when we're going to dive deeper into that data and begin to look at that disaggregated information in order to, again, be intentional and drive our actions with reference to supporting our students' growth. And again, be very intentional and strategic about what we're doing. You can leave right there. You can leave. Then, I mentioned to you, because again, data drives everything. So data will also be used to make sure that we are designing and facilitating personalized learning groups within the classroom, which is also, again, a part of the MTSS process. With reference to our social emotional learning, or social emotional well-being for our students, this is a school-wide initiative that we are doing, incorporating PBIS in our schools, making sure that we are equipping our teachers with the skill sets that they need to be aware of what our students' social and emotional needs are, and also making sure that we are promoting a supportive environment in which all students are able to learn and thrive in. Lastly, we have to celebrate every win. Small wins lead to big gains. So in order to do that, we recognize our teachers through the True Gem Award. We celebrate their excellence in order to not only celebrate them as an individual, as a professional, but also to boost morale within our school buildings. Block number 2, improved attendance rate. Again, our students have to be in the building. So we have a structured process that is in place in which within our building, various individuals, myself included, are involved and invested in making sure that our students are present and accounted for. We have a process in which we are facilitating effective communication between school and home, as well as, again, celebrating our students when they are in the buildings. Block 3, teacher retention. We want to make sure, again, that our teachers are supported and know that they are supported. So again, I will not read everything that you see before you, but I would like to highlight a few key elements here. The tap-in that you see at the bottom. Tap-in is when sometimes if a teacher has behaviors that may become overwhelming to the teacher, that teacher has the ability and access to our school administration to let us know that they need a tap-in. A tap-in is where, I'll give you an example, I will go into the classroom and allow that teacher to have a moment to reset themselves emotionally and mentally and come back into that room strong in order to carry out the rest of the day. This is a quote from Ms. Lee, as you all can see. And Ms. Lee makes this quote by saying that the business of our school, let me read it correctly. We must be in the business of removing barriers and creating opportunities for all. And all is inclusive of not only our students, but our staff. Lastly, number 4, increased scholar family retention. Again, within this area, we want to make sure that we are bridging and creating a strong foundation between school, home, and community. We want to make sure, and we are making sure that we are developing supportive relationships within our family, school family, as well as with our parents, as well as open and collaborative communication between all of our stakeholders. At this time, do I have any questions?
I do.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
wasn't gonna ask you the same, but you had mentioned early on when you first started your presentation
Yes, ma'am.
about getting our students back.
Yes,
So how do we plan, what is the plan to do that?
yes, ma'am. So perception is everything. What the community perceives of us at Weldon Elementary specifically will be carried out throughout this community. So in order to, again, removing those barriers, in order to remove those barriers, Madam Chair, we make sure that we are having open dialogue and communication. So that way, whatever the perception may have been is being rewritten in order to retain and call back, if you will, those that have left, and they know that they are able to get a quality education and a supportive learning environment right here at home. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? If not, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Dr.
you.
Gray?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Presentation. Very good. Okay.
Good evening, Board Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, and Dr. Burke. All right, I want to just talk to you about where Weldon Middle School, is currently performing. During the 24-25 school year, we received a school report card grade of D. Our achievement increased from 41% to 45%. So it's 4 percentage points, during the 24-25 school year. Growth increased from 84.3 to 85.5. Our reading and math composite, combined is 33.6. That is our proficiency of students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and our science is at 38.6. Where are we now? Our sixth and 8th grade increase, reading scores increased. 7th grade, did take a dip. While math, 6, 7, and math 1 increase. Math 8, on the other hand, went backwards just slightly. Where are we now? We have a clear vision going forward of exactly what we want to happen in order to continue to grow our students. We have identified our shortcomings, which is attendance, grade level proficiency, and student stability. Currently I have 1 vacancy that is a science position. I have made a recommendation to get that filled. Our culture of data-driven instruction for student growth includes intentional planning, student probability and projections. The teachers are involved with their EBOS, looking at the projections. Our professional learning communities, they take place each week. We look at the data that they get from the standard that they're teaching that week to see if the students have it. We want 80% to be there. But if not, we go back and we look at how we can close it up. Lesson planning, we use the achievement teams process because we want to be strategic and make sure that our kids know exactly what it is, their learning targets for their day, as well as the student success criteria. So it's one of the things that we've changed this year. Common assessments, benchmarks, formative check-ins, and quick exit tickets are other things that we're using to keep an eye on our data. Data walls and dashboards are one of the things that we have in place this year, a little bit more visible than what we had last year. All students are tracking their own data after they take a CFA or their weekly test, they do a pre and post and they are tracking that data. So we have intentional instruction delivery this year. Where are we going? Data driven is our forefront. Staff has made, I have made it clear with staff that we want to keep that at the forefront so that we can ensure that our kids are not just growing, but they are becoming proficient. Instruction decisions are based strictly on our data. Better communication with our staff and parents, and knowledge of our accountability measures to improve our composite score. How will we get there? Data-driven decision-making, high-quality instruction, having students understand and own their data, staff owning their data, and then staff meetings we talk about, it's all about data. Because wherever we can jump in and help improve, that's what we want to do. Positive school culture, strategic and intentional use of resources, Title I and Restart funds, focus on literacy, increase in attendance, and regular meetings with the problem-solving team. And the problem-solving team is nothing more than an MTSS team. Our strengths, I won't focus on these much, but I do want to look at our areas of improvement. Attendance is one of the areas in which we want to work on. We are doing challenges with our students to get them at school. We want to support all of our beginning teachers, provide more support by our math teachers, intentionally planning and carrying out rigorous, standard-aligned lessons that promote thinking skills, utilizing research-based methods and practices. Like this current month, we are looking to see how many teachers are using the John Hattie's visible learning strategies. Equipping teachers with a clear and consistent expectations, managing students' behavior. Because if they can't manage the behaviors of students, will not learn. Effectively using technology in lessons and utilizing federal funds to offer more intentional PD based on what the teacher's needs actually are. Our InterStar goals, the school improvement goals, the first one is a leadership team consisting of the principal, teacher, and teachers who lead the instructional teams and other professional staff to meet regularly at least twice a month to review implementation and effective practices. Our second goal is the school regularly communicates with parents, guardians about our expectations of them. And we talk to the parents about what they can do to help improve their students' learning. And the third one is all teachers are attentive to students' emotional states each morning. That's what they do when they get there. They have a video, they do a short writing, and they check in with an emoji of how they're feeling. And some of them struggle, and they're sent up to the counselor, myself or Mr. Pulley if he's on our side at that time. And let me see. Are there any questions?
Any questions? Thank you so much, Ms. Tyler.
Everyone, give you information because I do not want to belabor you. I have a few minutes. And we have a lot of stuff on our audit, but I want to make sure you guys had the information in case I miss it and you have to look over it
Thank you.
at your convenience.
Everybody got things to forward.
Yeah, I made sure it's on. Good evening, everyone. Board Chair, Vice Board Chair, Superintendent Dr. Boone, board members, I come before you to present again, my improvement, this time I'm going to present my improvement plan, my school improvement plan. The first page is all the school improvement plan information, which you can access and anyone can access in the community. Going to jump right to it. Where are we now? So overall school data, we did meet growth. We dropped with another grade C only because our class enrollment affect our growth stats. We have exceeding growth in Math 1. We are fully staffed. We still a culture of data-driven instruction with student growth. intentional plannings, we use student projections for EVOS, data-driven lesson planning, and we also have, we have the unique design of being able to implement ACT prep class within our instructional design and intentional instructional delivery. We also, our pre-ACT results for data-driven instruction is evident through our ACT prep class, and we use our work keys results for data review. This is just a quick snapshot of what EVOS, what I look at with my staff when we do a data dive. And as you can see, EOC Math 1, you see the growth last year, and with EOC Math, with Math 3, they've made expected growth. They grew from 2024 to 2025. So math area is really strong in Roanoke Valley Early College. We did meet growth in English too, but we did drop. And although it's red in biology, biology did grow by, I can't think off the top of my head, but biology did grow. She's making some gains in biology as well. It's red, but she's making some gains. Okay. And that's just our growth index data to let you know that all of our kids in each subgroup met growth in each subgroup in our school. For us, the other target is to make sure that every kid that's enrolled in Roanoke Valley Early College will receive an associate's degree or certificate. So we're working on that strategies right now. What's helping us with that is we have a solid advisory period, a solid seminar period, in which Mr. Albert and Mr. Burke always checking in with our seniors to make sure that they're straight, along with Mrs. Randolph, which is the college liaison, Miss Lowe, with the which is the other, I can't think what she, but Miss Lowe, she's in here, she's helping too. Right, and Miss Fortier. Where are we going? Well, you already know we have a new academic design with school specialization. Through that, we're gonna increase student enrollment. We're already sparking some interest. Specialize in school to attract more students and further engage the students who are currently enrolled. But however, while we're in this process, we still need to increase student academic growth and proficiency. So we'll continue intentional data-driven planning and instruction, and we're utilizing data notebooks with Fidelity this year to track student academic growth and progress. And the students also have their own data notebook, so everyone in the school is tracking their own data. We're gonna increase ACT scores, and we really feeling positive about ACT scores because the ACT prep class we have in place, we have really strong evidence based on the benchmarks, even as of yesterday, that those kids can get in and score. Mr. Oliver said he's looking at an average score of 24, which is huge. Increased student graduates with associate's degree, increased parent engagement, which we're implementing a PTO, it's already taken off. Increased team building support with a growth mindset and student-led groups. We're growing in our groups. SGA is solid this year. Beta Club, which we're gonna flip over to National Honor Society next school year. FBLA, we have principal and bachelors, we have UNICEF, we're implementing HOSA, and we got Big Sisters, Little Sisters, and of course DECA. So we're growing in student interest. How do we get there? Of course, intentional school rebranding, set school-wide attainable academic goals for student growth. I'll tell you about Ms. Wilk, she always says, give me the kids, Dr. Ross, I can grow them. It's evident every year when she says that she's growing kids, and she models that for the other teachers in the building. More student and staff celebration to boost school morale, so I'm working on that, because I want my teachers happy, want my students happy, happy teachers, happy students, great school. Intentional and consistent student data analysis. We do weekly O3 meetings. They get tired, I feed them. We still talk through the data because we need to make sure that we're targeting what we need to target to ensure our students are getting what they need in the classroom. Increased parent engagement, which is becoming a big thing with PTO this year. That was a huge move for us. Seminar period is becoming more intentional with remediation and tutoring. We increasing more student-led activities thanks to Dr. Boone and her input, and the kids are really wanting to lead and do more things and feel free to express how they feel about the school. And it's really increasing student engagement in our school because they feel valued. So I thank Dr. Boone for that. Parent teacher organization and continued parent town hall meetings, which is the thing I love to do. Okay, so we do have goals. So last year, English 2, really quickly, we dropped. And with the English 2, how the state read that English 2 and math 3 are combined. And so what happened, that dropped our score, and that's why we ended up with a C. But the goal for this year is 65. Math 1, the goal for last year was 70, she had 55, but she grew more kids, so the goal is 70. Math 3, 81.5, and so on and so forth. Biology is the area of focus. She did grow some kids last year. We were looking at, she had 23.5. We set a goal for 27, she ended up getting 38.5. And whereas a lot of schools dropped in science, our school grew in science and biology. ACT, we're looking for it to be 75, and that's just being modest. I think they can do better than that. And work keys, of course, 85. Graduation rate always 100. Okay, not gonna go through all of it. I just talked about this, so keep going. Keep going. Okay, what are our strengths? And just a couple of strengths. We do have a foundation in Math 1, which is proving to assist in growing kids. So we do have a foundation of Math 1 that's really helping us. The implementation of ACT prep class has really been a value add to our school. Town hall meetings, we always have parents attending. We never have a problem getting parents to come to anything we have at the school. And the school rebranding is our big strength right now. Areas of improvement, provide supports for teacher, instructional planning for data-driven lessons and immediate student feedback. Making sure that the students get immediate feedback is an area of improvement that I'm kind of pushing my teachers on. More data dive meetings, student readiness and understanding expectations of being enrolled in early college. It's been one of the things we need to improve on, because a lot of kids don't know why they're there. They're going to Harvard because it's cool to be here. You come to Harvard because we're going to tell you, we can guarantee you can get a associate's degree if you show up every day. So that's what we're speaking to them about right now. So just quick, we have 3 priority goals. Our first goal is school implements a tiered instructional system, and teachers will include tiered instructional activities, because sometimes when it's early college, so you think it's all honors, but we still have varying learning needs in our students. So getting these teachers to create lesson plans that's gonna target the different layered needs of our students. Priority goal number 2, monitoring curriculum, classroom instruction irregularly, conducting walkthroughs, conducting bi-weekly O3 meetings, and reviewing lesson plans weekly. And priority 3, the LEA school regularly looks at school performance data, which we always do that. Principal, we meet with teachers, we discuss data, because data drives what we plan to do with our students. Each teacher does always also have a data notebook, so do our students. And we do have data meetings, which is our favorite part. You want me to be quiet? We do have data dive meetings, which is the favorite part of having a staff meeting is data dive. I know we talk about that all the time. Yeah. So the additional information, we're fully staffed as of Monday, we're fully staffed. So I have an English teacher this year. She's excited. She hit the ground running. You got to hit the ground running with Dr. Robinson. So she didn't have a choice. And so our students, the seminar classes, individual student data, and our parents. So those are really big strengths. Our big 3. Questions?
Any questions?
I know.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, if we could put the high school, thank you. So Dr. Edwards is not here tonight. I think he's wanted to be here, but he had his wife, or better yet, his daughter, had a mishap this afternoon, and he had to go and see about her. So if we go to the next slide for the high school, it says, where are we now? And if you look up here, you'll see 24-25. The overall school grade was a D at 50 points, showing and indicating a decline of 6 points in overall grade performance from 2023 to 2024. The achievement dropped from 47.2% to 42.9%, and growth declined from 89.9 would have been exceeds to 78.1%. Also, the overall school data met growth, but letter grade was D. pre-ACT results for data-driven instruction, work key results, all of that good stuff you can see right here. If we go ahead and skip to the next one. Where are we now? Our 4-year graduation rate increased from 72.1% to 82.5%. And also we have a clear vision moving forward. The high school has a clear vision moving forward, and they have identified their shortcomings, with those shortcomings being identified as attendance, GCR, and student stabilities. Where are we going? Where's the high school headed? They're headed in the direction of being and becoming data-driven. Staff should have a data awareness with accountability measures in place, and instructional decisions will be made based on data results and different data points. They're also going in the direction of making sure they have better communication with staff and parents, and most likely students as well. They also want to display a knowledge of accountability measures to improve their SBG. How will we get there? We will get there through data-driven decision-making, high-quality instruction, having students to understand and own their data, also having staff to understand and own their data, creating a positive school culture, implementing strategic and intentional use of resources, not just waste, but intentional use, having a focus on literacy, and also increase attendance in partnership with communities and schools. Also, how will we get there? Create a culture of data-driven instruction for student growth, have intentional planning, and in having intentional planning, there will be student probability and projections from EVOS. They will create PLCs, which are our professional learning communities, and have collaborative PLCs for all subject. Lesson plannings will be a big to-do. Work keys, prep, ASVAB, ACT prep classes. Also, we'll have a focus on intentional instructional delivery. As you can see, here is a chart that shows the data from 2022 to 2025. You can see what the trends are that are listed here. And if you go over to the 2025-26 school year, the goals here have been set for each of these particular areas. We can go to the next one. We can skip past, this is just the EVOS growth data. Your priority goals for the high school are goal B3. The principal monitors curriculum and classroom instruction on a regular basis and provides timely, clear, constructive feedback to teachers. In doing so, the principal or assistant principal and instructional coach will conduct weekly walkthroughs and conduct classroom visits and observations to make sure that teachers are providing lessons that are aligned with the North Carolina Standard Course of Study. Let's go to the next one. Priority 2 is the school will provide regular communication with parents and guardians about expectations of them and the importance of the curriculum support of the home. And better yet, what can parents do at home to support their child's learning? Actions for improving in that manner will be the high school will continue to work to have two-way effective ongoing communication with parents and guardians. Next one. Priority 3 is all teachers are attentive to students' emotional state, guide students in managing their emotions, and arrange for supports and interventions when necessary. All teachers and staff will make sure that they have a good handle on what's going on with our students, and that will take place through training, observation, and other things. All right, staff supports and additional information here that is in place. They will have at the high school beginning teacher support program and school-based mentors, provide professional development opportunities via conferences and workshops, weekly walkthroughs. There's a school-based instructional coach on site who will support in the classroom and provide resources. Student supports you see listed here, remediation built in, online learning platforms such as ExactPath, morning tutorial sessions, supported student services, SEL activities, AIG, weekly things of that nature. Is that it?
What is that right there on the side? Like,
Which one?
right here going on TV, off the monitor.
Right here? Probably.
Oh, Miss,
Ms. Friend
okay,
and Ms. Clark,
okay.
who comprise the AIG district team. Any questions?
Any questions? Not, thank you so much, Dr. Dunn.
So I would like to ask at this time if the board would consider approving the school improvement plans. Low performance plan.
Can I get a motion to approve the school improvement local performance plan?
I'll make a motion to approve school improvement performance plans as presented.
Okay, there's been motion and properly second to approve, the school improvement local performance plans. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries, and the plans have been approved. Next item on the agenda is, what's this one? This was- Yeah. It's still on you.
Okay, so I'd also like to say on the agenda, we have supplements listed. I'd like to table that until October 27th to have further conversation about it. I'd also like to inform the board of a change order.
Okay, that's what I was saying. We need a motion to, table, to postpone, not table, to postpone. the supplement.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and properly second to postpone supplements. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries.
All right, thank you. I'd also like to inform the board of a change order from Terracon Consultants dealing with the new school construction. Originally, the original contract sum was listed at $135,000. However, the basis for the original estimate of $135,000 was a fee estimate provided or prepared for this project, rounded up to the nearest 5,000. I'm just reading what they have here. However, once getting into the actual process and the construction whatever I'm trying to say, project, scope, they realized that they needed to increase the amount that was listed here. The funding is available through the construction project, which I'm sure you all would like to know, but they have added an additional $33,000 to it, making it $168,000.
And this is for what? What is this actually for, Dr. Boone?
Okay, Mr. Hunter, you want to jump in? Here's the paperwork.
Yeah, so Terracon is was one of the companies that we had to get to do the engineers that come out and do inspections. Whether it be still stuff with the land or something going on with the construction of the building. They get feedback on where some things need to be changed by the subcontract. So that's what they're primarily.
So what's the actual focus area that we're talking about that needs to change to, what's about to change what?
I mean, the whole project, from my understanding, not a specific area, it's just that they wanted to, as you stated, their original scope, they just gave like a base number, in $135,000. But actually coming in and seeing what they actually had to do once they got to the site, or looking at the scope of the work, that's where the increase came from.
Okay, so just some additional information for you.
Okay.
The cost, our cost, which would be Terracon, through August 30th of 2025 exceeded the estimated cost by $6,590.72. Through that date, they had performed 138 trips to the site. We have made a total of 147 trips as of the date of this letter, which is September 15th, 2025. Based on the construction progress to date, it appears that our portion of the construction project is nearing completion. We will likely be needed back on site for steel inspections and site grading and potentially paving. Our work, Terracon, through August 30th, 2025 totaled $141,590.72. If we add the approximate cost of the additional tests to date, we're at an approximate total of 153,000. If we add an additional 15,000 for 15 additional trips to the site, our new total would be $168,000, which is where we are.
Essentially, it's because they have to come back to the site and do more inspections.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a number of trips. Here, I'll pass this around. You can see they have the number of trips listed here for site grading, foundations, slab on concrete, on grade concrete testing, masonry, structural steel, pavements, and then the total trips being 123. That increased it by 33,000, making it a total of 168,000.
I don't have a ton of background on this, but I've been copied on some emails. The changes were discussed with Bernard Hall, the sheriff owner's rep. And it was kind of understood, as I understand it, at the outset, that the original amount was going to be low, that a change order would be needed. And even with this change order, it's still within the original, project budget.
Okay.
And the board does not need to take any action on this, since it's within the budget and it's under $95,000. And it's authority to approve.
Okay.
So it's been approved, it's just being reported to you currently.
Okay.
Oh, and one last point, and I'll pass it around. It says our estimated number of trips was based on experience with similar projects. So they underestimated at first and then went back and we were not provided with an construction schedule. And construction schedules tend to frequently change based on the weather and subcontractor availability.
Okay.
So, they have a lot of other things here. Based on a review of our services provided through the week ending September 13th, 2025, an overwhelming majority of our 147 trips to the site have provided multiple services. So not just one thing.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that is still way lower than the original, bidders. When before the Terricon, even, been on board, that work system is still way up.
Okay. Right.
so did want to pass that around so you all can look at it and inform you. We don't have to take any action on it. And I want to go ahead and make sure that we put this, so if we need to have a conversation about it, we can. There was some discussion about Link that has been coming up about what happened previously and maybe what didn't happen. I think Ms. Jenkins was able to find some information that Link had been approved some years ago. And somewhere in the process, it stopped and did not move any further. It was neglected or, I don't know, dismissed for whatever reason. I'm not sure, and I'm, not trying to figure out why. However, we are at a point now where the current system that we have, Sunpac, will be going away on June 30th, and we will have to make a decision in terms of the new system that we would like to use. So Miss Kathy has done her homework, and based off of what some others are doing, I think the preferred one across North Carolina is most likely Link, which lines right back up with what we had previously. However, it would not take effect until late spring or early summer after July 1st, correct, Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
But to give you a total price of what we're looking at, if I'm correct, I see $105,000, $105,450.48. The funding for this would come from capital outlay, most likely. And I wish I had a smaller number to provide you with, but I don't. It would have been very nice if we had gotten Link when it first came out, because the state was paying a portion of it at that time. So it would have been very nice if we had tapped into it then. But we won't have much of a choice except to, even if we go with another system, there's no guarantee that the pricing will be any lower. And again, I do think Link is across North Carolina going to be the going system that most districts are going to go with. So we are headed there. If you need a timeline, Ms. Kathy Kidd can jump in and give you more of that. I'm just saying on a basis for the most part, early spring or July 1 at least.
So we didn't get anything?
Ma'am.
I mean,
Funding?
no, as far as links is concerned, I thought we had something and it stopped because there was another part of the program.
They started the process, and then we started today, just working with them and talking, but then it didn't, nothing was installed for anything, nothing was at the end. It was stopped. The young lady I spoke to on the phone, she said she remembered the contract had been signed and everything was in place, and they were getting ready to proceed, and they received a call to just stop the project. It's been about probably 2 years, when was Mr. Edwards?
Yeah, that's when it was, because he's the one that brought it to us
Yes.
and we approved it.
Mhm.
And it was, the state was helping and it was, you know, it wasn't gonna
Yes.
be as much cost to us. Yeah. Superintendent. Yeah. Was it Dr. Williams?
It was, how long ago was
It
it?
had to be, Dr. cause Mr. Edwards was here.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
All right.
A question, you know, we had some discussion, I don't know, Ms. Arnold can answer this, but we had some discussion about the auditorium seating. Did we
We're gonna get to
resolution on
We're gonna get, when we get to him,
Okay, cool.
the things up there too for him.
Oh,
Okay. So with Link, I guess, are we going to need another approval from the board?
Yeah, so and this is a new contract. Does it have to be, you need to approve it tonight?
No.
I've recently negotiated a contract with Link, so I could use that as a form agreement. You can bring it back at the
Okay.
next board. Not negotiate the price, but you have good terms and conditions.
Okay, that would be great.
You're right.
And one of my final things, and then I'll let Mr. Lynch, Coach Lynch come up, is because we most likely will not have Link until, I'm just saying, July 1st. I probably will be back to you all, not probably, I will, we are looking at the timekeeper system because it is on my priority list right now. We need something as an accountability measure for our employees to clock in and clock out. We have to have something in place. So we are looking at something that was estimated at, I'm saying $7,000, but it was not quite $7,000. But I will bring it back to you. Ms. Kidd was waiting to get a correspondence back from a couple of questions that I had regarding that system. And then I will bring it back to you maybe at October 27th, because it did not take a long time to have the system up and running. But my goal would be by November 15th or sooner to have it. That is something we desperately need, in my opinion. So that is all I have for now. I'll ask Coach Lynch come up and give us an update.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, tonight I'll be giving a brief update on the athletic program. Some of the updates you guys have already heard tonight, some of the highlights. But the first thing I'd like to talk about is, academics. As far as academics, as of right now, 100% of our athletes that will be taking a math EOC at Weldon High School is currently receiving daily tutorial every Monday through Friday. As for the athletes that are taking EOCs that are not math, they're receiving tutorial and or exact path right now. And that's to help to bridge that gap between where they are now and where they need to be. Next, I would like to talk about fall sport. As far as fall sports, our fall sports are well into their seasons right now, all of our fall sports. All of our fall sport teams are competing at a very high level right now, and that's all we can ask of them right now. And next, I'd like to talk about the fall sports highlight. One that you guys have already heard tonight is that our varsity volleyball team was crowned the Roanoke River Athletic Conference Tournament champion. Okay, that was last week. We are also currently placed in the top 10 in the Eastern region. We're also projected to enter the playoff as a overall number 6 seed, which also means that we're projected to have a playoff bye for the first round. I think that's the first time that ever happened in Weldon volleyball history. I need to check it, but I believe it is. I also would like to say congratulations to Coach Neville, Coach Bevier, and the Mighty Lady Chargers on a great season so far. The next thing I would like to mention is homecoming. That was mentioned earlier, homecoming, October 25th, the parade will be October 23rd, the school-wide homecoming event will be on October 24th. And that should take place at Weldon High Middle School. Okay, today, I met with the coaching staff and administration at Northwest Halifax. There we confirmed the details on the homecoming game. We confirmed things like the time, security, gate funds, expectation, but Northwest Halifax wanted me to let Weldon City Schools and the community know that we are more than welcome to participate jointly in any activity that they have for homecoming. And they would love to do it jointly. They said they were even willing to change names and flyers to reflect Northwest and Weldon, if that's something that we would like to do. And I told them that sure, I would like my need to get some more permission about it. But I think that's a good idea. We're gonna be there. So as of right now, we will not be doing any homecoming courts and anything, but I definitely want to recognize my seniors on that night. Next thing I want to talk about is the upcoming seasons. The upcoming season, winter season. Winter sports workouts has already begun. Okay? We'll be using the middle school and the high school gymnasium to practice. The reason for this is so all our students can get home at a timely manner. The junior varsity and the varsity boys basketball team, they all will be bused to the high school every day to practice and then return back to the middle school for pickup. The reason for this is to minimize the traffic on the construction site there at the high school. That will conclude my updates for athletics as of now.
Excuse
You have a
me,
question?
Mr. Lynch, I do, yes. You mentioned earlier about, homecoming, and you had a meeting today with Northwest.
Yes.
Okay, so when they say they want to do something jointly, what are they talking about? And
Well, they just said that if we want to join with them with their alumni activities or any of their student activities, and we want to call it Weldon and Northwest or Northwest and Weldon, we're more than welcome to join, and they will welcome us to join in on their activities jointly. They said any activity as far as homecoming, we're
Okay.
more than welcome to join them.
okay, because, and I'm asking because I know that is our only home game this season,
That's right.
and it was supposed to be our game.
Yes.
And I believe, I'm not sure, but this is, I think that Northwest Homecoming was actually supposed to have been this past, on October 4th. And they changed it to the date that we're having our homecoming. I want to know about if they're gonna join with us and they say they want to partner with us. What about the gates and any type of funding that they may be, getting on that day?
I explained to them that everything that we talked about and agreed upon today need to be in writing. Yes, we will receive 50% of the gate only, which I'm fine with that. Tailgating, concessions, they will get 100% of that, but we will receive 50% of gate.
And you say you asked for it in writing.
Yes, and I should have that by the time I get it.
Okay,
I asked for it by the night.
all right,
So,
So, we talked about doing things jointly, so we talked about homecoming court and all of that, so did we, that's one of the things I was gonna ask about, because, thinking about students and them being recognized, it's a big deal. So, is there anything, any discussion about that at all?
Yes, we can do the homecoming, court jointly, but I explained to them that we were already planning to do our homecoming court on that Friday with our school-wide homecoming activity. Where we would have all the students at Weldon High Middle School, we would do our homecoming court there. But I told them I definitely would like to have my seniors recognized, and they said, whatever we wanna do, get it in writing, and get it to them. So if you wanna do, joint homecoming, we can, but we need to take into consideration the time, we only allow, I think, it's what.
That's what I was gonna
17
say,
stuff,
for-
right?
that's what I was gonna say for doing halftime. Is there enough time to do all of that? That's why I had said, I mean, that was just me. I was thinking, because last year our students didn't get any type of homecoming experience. So I felt like, they were cheated to no fault of their own.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that, just make sure that the seniors now will have some type of experience, because once they're gone, next year, of course, everybody's gearing up and getting ready for next year. Next year is gonna be that year, okay? For everybody, because we're gonna be on our own turf, on our own ground. We ain't got to ask about nobody splitting the
Right.
gate with us or anything. We'll have our own place to play. So I want to know about, I want us to have a homecoming court. Last year I came to you like maybe the day before or something like that, because I was trying to run around and scrambling, trying to get something in place for these kids so they would have something for homecoming. But it didn't really, it was too late, really. So I want to know about the homecoming court this year, and whether or not we're gonna have Mr. and Mrs. Homecoming, senior, and go on through all of junior, sophomore, freshman, have them recognized. And I didn't think that it would be, because they're having their homecoming the same day. So I don't think there'll be enough time to recognize both schools and their homecoming courts.
Right, that's why I told them that since we've already planned to have our homecoming court at our school doing our activities.
Right.
Do it then, just, they have to cut their court short so we can recognize all our senior athletes
Okay, so you're gonna recognize your seniors
at
at,
the game.
okay,
And we're gonna recognize, the homecoming court,
and their homecoming court and our seniors,
yes.
because that's our only game.
Make sure I get that right. We're gonna recognize
Northwest.
only our seniors at Northwest.
Yeah, their homecoming court
Court and our
will be
seniors.
recognized, and our seniors, because that's our one and only home game.
That's right.
And how many,
Remember, next year, every game we have gonna be a home or one, it's like the Northwest game. So, yeah,
That's
they
good.
did that intentionally.
yeah,
Officers of the conference.
that's good, okay.
What start time? 4 is on.
So it's two. We changed it back to two because it took us 45 minutes to get off that campus last year.
Okay,
So we moved it back to two today.
2:00.
Okay, 2:00. We will be responsible for half of the security, which we will try to pay for 6, and they're gonna try to pay for 6.
12?
Yes. we
You're
need
from
to-
Washington, because it's gonna be a huge crowd.
Mm.
So as far as the alumni, who do you need to get in contact with? Or you need to just call the school, because I think they're handling, or is their alumni group?
Well, I guess they're handling it. They just said anything that we wanna do, let's get it in writing to them so they can make the changes on their flyers, and they will advertise with our name up there also. Just need to get it to them. Well, I have the AD's number. You need me to get the alumni who's in charge of alumni, I can try to figure that out,
Okay,
unless you already have the information. I have to get with the AD, okay. But they just wanna make sure we wanna do something, let's go ahead on and advertise it jointly.
okay. I guess that's all, but speaking, and it's not, as far as athletics is concerned, but while we're talking about homecoming, before we even had our school demolished, we talked about those bricks that were at that school. And, we had a meeting, we went to the beaming ceremony, topping out ceremony. I asked about the bricks then, and I think since then, the bricks have been removed to a safer place or somewhere. But anyway, my thing is, we need to decide on what we're going to do with those bricks. Are we going to, because one time we said we were going to sell them, Then one time we said we was just gonna give them away. We could sell them to generate some funds. Cause like I said, next year, I'm so looking forward to next year.
Yes.
But our athletic department, I would like to see, this is me. I would like to see all of our student athletes fresh for the new school.
I would-
So-
oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we just need to start thinking of ways that we can raise funds, cause we don't have a money tree that we, planted out there
Oh, I
either.
thought there was
So,
deals out there.
no money tree. So, I mean, just ways to generate some funding
Yeah.
for our students and our student athletes. To sell the bricks, and we talked about getting, I know some of them have, they're not clean. And when I say not clean, but they're not smooth. Some of them.
Yeah, more.
They still have water on them and things of that nature. So we had talked about that and possibly kind of like, probably engraving their names, but I do have an idea that I would like to share with the board. Something that I saw at the middle school. If you all walk outside the middle school, and I've never seen as many times I've been in and out the middle school door. I've never seen to the right hand side, there are some bricks out there. And what they did, I don't know where they got the bricks from, but their names are engraved. There are several people names that are engraved in there, and I'm guessing that they donated to the school or they donated to buy a brick, but they are permanently out there. And we could have like a garden if somebody want to just have their names engraved in the ground at Weldon High School. I mean, with the same bricks that came from the old high school.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be in a box, you know? It could be on display forever. My dog.
I like the idea. But I will, if I may.
Yes, sir.
So, when we did bring up about engraving those bricks, it was suggested, that we did not do that due to the fact that the age of the bricks.
Mhm, and they might crack.
And yes, once you start digging into it,
Mhm. Okay.
so we have to look at the age, so you gotta be careful what you're talking
Oh,
about.
well, okay, well, maybe not those bricks, but we can buy some bricks. I mean, just to have a bed of bricks out there. If you all look out there, the next time you all go to the middle school, have you seen them, Mr. Lynch? Okay, your name out there? Okay, I saw yours, Ms. Davis. I know yours is out there. So can you enlighten us on that?
So BNT Trophies did it for us.
Okay, what was going on?
We just wanted to have like something outside of school with everybody's name. I think, I don't know if it was Mr. Stewart or whatever.
It was
So
Mr.
we
Good name out there. His
decided
name
that
out
our
there.
first bricks.
Okay. And the idea as a fundraiser, kind of so to speak.
It wasn't a fundraiser, we just did it just to have like a souvenir or something out there.
Okay, well, I want a souvenir at Weldon High School, middle school. So, and we can all do that, and they could be like a district thing, a community thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying have a whole yard lined up with bricks now, but you get what I'm saying, right? You get the idea. And that's just something that, because we have to start thinking about that, and there's some other things we have to decide on as well, right, Dr. Boone?
Correct.
Okay. There's some other things we have to decide on as a board as well, as far as the new school is concerned, and we need to do that kind of like in the near future. In November, that'll be at our November meeting. But anyway, I'm so sorry, Mr. Lynch, I'm holding you up, and you ain't got nothing to do with no bricks. But anyway, I've asked all the questions that I wanted to ask. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Lynch tonight? You good? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Lynch. Uh-huh. All right, next item on the list is me. I kind of have. And there are some things that I said I wanted to say earlier, but Dr. Boone beat me to the punch. So, but one thing would like to do is recognize and let everybody know that is listening out there in the virtual land and in here as well, that our board members, several of our board members on September the 17th went down to Elizabeth City to the Eastern Regional meeting that they had for the boards across the state, but it was just for the Eastern region. And when they were there, they called Weldon City Schools name, and they presented us with the Gold Bell Award. Our board, okay? Give us a round of applause. Got the Gold Bell Award. And it says for whole board training. is presented to the members of the Weldon City Schools Board of Education for training excellence and commitment during the 24-25 NCSBA Academy Year of North Carolina Schools Board Association Academy of School Boardsmanship. And it was signed by Leanne Weiner. So that's a big deal for me, because we are going to our board meetings, and if you all can see, changes have been made. I mean, we're trying to grow Weldon, we're trying to progress, we're trying to move forward, and that is our goal. That's our main goal. We may not always agree, but we're gonna agree to move forward, and that's what we're doing, right? Right, board? All right. Okay, next item, I would also like to say on October 1st, like Dr. Boone said, we did a topping out ceremony at the high school, and that was installing the last beam in our new school project. On October 3rd, I was able to, and a few of us, the board members, we were able to attend the Coach Grady Memorial game at Northampton County West when our team, Weldon Chargers, played Northampton County at a football game. And we were able to present Coach Grady's wife or his family with the plaque, just to show her and the family that we appreciated his time here, things that he did for Weldon, the people that he mentored, and the time that he took up with our students here in Weldon City Schools District. On Mr. Lynch, we already, like I said, we already discussed homecoming. So you all know that's coming up next weekend. And I'm asking that everybody participate and come on out and support the Mighty Chargers. Next item is going to be, are there any? Thank you all for doing such a wonderful job and keeping Weldon together, because it takes all of you all to pull together to make this train keep on going. Okay? It's not Dr. Boone by herself, it's not me, it's not the board, and it's not you each individually. It's all of us pulling together to make this thing happen. Are there any October birthdays? Oh, Miss Jenkins! Miss Jenkins just celebrated her 35th birthday. And that was last week. She was out of town, but she still managed to enjoy somehow. So you all give Miss Jenkins a round of applause. Any October anniversaries? Okay.
Yeah, we just.
All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna end it there. I could go further, but I'm gonna end it right there, and we're gonna move right along. Thank you all again. To our federal programs and student services, Ms. Geneva Riddick Faulkner. And at this time, did you have a slide or anything? Okay, anything? Okay, so right now she does not have anything to present, so we're gonna move right along to Dr. Boone and CTE and Exceptional Children Curriculum Instruction. Is there anything, Dr. Boone? No, curriculum. Not curriculum? Is there anything, EC? No changes in EC, no extras, no extra students in the preschool or anything, nothing?
We did receive our 2 international teachers at Weldon Elementary that are here.
Okay,
Okay, great.
good job. All right, any other updates, Ms. Davis?
You all have the slide in your, packets, and you don't have any questions, and I'm good.
You figured it.
Y'all have any questions? I mean, it's dates, if you have any questions, then.
Okay, any questions? All right, let me, I don't see it up here. But I'm gonna, finances. Okay, Ms. Keating.
Yes.
Did everybody receive?
Yes, yes.
All right, so, all right, so, Ms. Kidd, right now, she still has not received, a budget. Because you gave us forms and sheets, and I know nothing has changed because you don't have anything. But can you just for, to be transparent with the public, it's just 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, the information that I gave you all, our financial statements for the quarter, and on those, it's just basically our revenues that we have received so far and expenses thus far. The audit is still going on for the 24-25. We kind of like bump in the road, trying to figure out a couple of things that are out of balance, that's why we're not complete. Next board meeting, I should have lots of things for you all to approve, budget resolution, budgets and everything. We just, completed the ABC transfer because they just opened up the window. We had to transmit that, that's why we couldn't do the restock budget. And you all know in order to do the restock budget, it takes all of your money and all the funds that you receive out of state, majority of them, to complete that restock budget, and it took almost all of it to fund that restock budget. And so once that is approved, we will have budgets, and hopefully that will be in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions from anyone? If not, thank you
Thank
so
you, Ms.
much,
Kidd.
Ms. Kidd. Next is, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter.
Yes.
All right,
Good evening.
good evening.
Hey, please.
All right, Mr. Hunter. Do you have a report first, or do you want to, because we have some questions?
I mean, no, I mean, as far as reporting, just, you all have already spoken about the topping out ceremony. Also, that same day on October the 1st, we did a section B box walk. So we were able to go in and see in section B, which is the high school. Go in and see and approved structure, as that, which has already been done before they start putting the sheetrock up.
Right.
So we went in and looked at the what they call it, MEP, the mechanical, electrical, and the plumbing. Making sure that, anything that needs to be corrected, that was the time to make a note of it, and just before they start putting the sheetrock up. So that was very good, enlightening, event. Did take a little while to go through. We went through each room in section B, and identified, a few things, but that was the time to do it before that sheetrock. So, just wanted to, that's all that report was.
Anything major that was discovered that was?
Nothing really major. There was some minor things, especially like in the sewage line, some things had to be moved. So instead of having that, particular, clean out area facing the, hallway, they had to face it into the classroom, due to beams being in the way. Look, there was little minor things like that. And then in some of the electrical box areas, there was some minor adjustments that they had to do. But nothing real major, according to the engineers that they walked through
Good.
and looked at everything. Everything looked real good.
Okay.
Forming up very well. The air handling units would be like in line with, within the hallways, everything was looking good in there. So very minor few things that needed to be, go back and be looked at. It did have some, drain holes. They were covered up, so they needed to be, uncovered. And then place a covering over it so nothing would get down in the lines, but, little minor things like that. That they had picked up.
Good.
Okay. Mr. Davis? That was it? You have any other questions? All right, so Mr. Hunter, and I know that Mr. Davis was asking earlier, about, when we did when we came to do on October 1st, and we had that meeting. And, you know, I had started asking questions because I remember that when we started initially building the building, and maybe this is not a question for you, but I just wanted to see, has there been any updates as far as the black box theater? Because at that time you said it would just be like chairs would be out just like that, but when we approved it to have projected chairs,
Auditorium.
yeah, auditorium seating coming from like stadium style seating, that you could push back like at the community college. Have you heard anything from there? And from there, I also sent down the information, cause Dr. Boone wasn't here. So I sent the information down from the minutes that Ratio had taken. And that was in that, so I wanted to know, you know, cause I was shocked when you told me that day.
Well, that was, that I was in, that I had a privilege of hearing. I know, I haven't seen the minutes that you were speaking of, but Bernard had went and talked to Ratio and he had pulled some minutes, but these minutes came back from, February of 23
Mm-hmm.
is where they, I don't know if it's the first time they was talking about it, but, he had outlined some things, about the black box and, how it will be designed. And it wasn't mentioned in there about the stairs, I mean, the chairs being, you know, being able to come out or retracting like that. So I haven't seen any of it. I know it was discussed, but in the talks, it seemed like, from what he said to us and what Rachel had said, only thing that was asked was about the, capacity of how many people could occupy it. From what I'm seeing, that he, in the notes that they sent back to us.
Well, could you look into it, because I know that, just to see, because I know the ceiling has to be so many feet up in order to have that type of seating in there. So if the seating, if the ceiling is high up enough for us to get those chairs in there, could you check on that to see how much it will cost us additionally? Because that's the thing that, that's the thing that sold the board
Right,
on the
exactly.
black box theater. Not to just have an open room, like a multi-purpose room. I mean, it's supposed to be a multi-purpose also, but you also, if you want to have something in there, you pull those chairs out from the wall and have stadium style seating.
Right, actually, like at the end.
That's what sold us on that. That's why we wanted it, not to just have just an empty room.
Yeah, I mean, we have a meeting tomorrow, so I'll definitely ask.
Tomorrow Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, it sure is.
We have a virtual meeting tomorrow, so we can ask about it, but like I said, this is what they had sent back.
Okay.
So no, so
I'll show you also.
Yeah, cause we
I'll
had
show
some
you all.
different, we had different records showing that there was a discussion about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if I may jump in for just a second. So I've talked to Mr. Hall, Mr. Bernard Hall about it, and he took, the minutes that we had, the information, took it back to Ratio, had a conversation with them about it. Clearly, something got switched up somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Not sure who did it. However, the problem we run into now is you can't just go back and change it now because the space has already been constructed. But what Mr. Hall sent on October 13th, and I had a conversation with him too. He said the architect held design meetings in the spring of 2023, which covered a number of topics across the entire campus for features and details that could be included. The result of those meetings was the black box. However, it would serve as a multi-purpose space, primarily serving the band program, but also able to accommodate small performances. The finished flooring in the room would be wood, comparable to stage flooring in a traditional auditorium. The furniture, fixtures, and equipment package includes seating that can be arranged in many configurations and also includes risers for performances. So I think that was a little bit of where it was headed. So according to Mr. Hall, he seems to think, or better yet, after talking to Ratio, that they can still do something similar, but not the exact same way. It would be similar, but it wouldn't be the same. And it wouldn't be exactly what was in the original plan. But he seems to think it might be more to our benefit, what they could do at this time versus what they were going to do. So he and I are supposed to talk a little bit more about it. I forgot the meeting tomorrow, but that would be a good time. And he can provide more of an update.
Okay.
And I'll get him to send it to me through an email and I'll share it with the board
Okay.
once he sends it. And yeah, Harrison had a question about those.
Mr. Hunter? That, concrete, cement, or whatever, built by the elementary, building by the lunchroom, that's been there for a while. When would that get removed?
So we're working on that now. We've been, it was a miscommunication, and when the contractor tore the cement up, in order for us to have it replaced, well, when we did that, it wasn't discussed about removing concrete that came up. So we're in the process now of getting the equipment so that we can go. We have to rent the equipment to get it.
So, I understand, but y'all got a company to redo the sidewalk, and they couldn't remove the concrete, they couldn't.
But like I said, it wasn't discussed of the removal of the concrete when we had them to come in and put the concrete in. So that was, like I told Dr. Boone, that's on me, cause I just assumed that when they tore it up, that it would be there, but it was, they came back and said, well, we hadn't talked about the removal part of it. I said, okay, all right, you're correct about that part. So now we're looking into getting, we had someone to come out and give us a quote, which we felt that wouldn't, a little too much, so we're looking at other means of how we can get that removed from the site.
Okay, all right, cause it's been there for a while, and it's been absolute, about this on it, so. Okay,
Yeah,
all right, thank
but
you.
yeah, that we are working on getting that removed.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hunter.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Thank you so much, Mr. Hunter.
All right.
Thank you, son.
Okay, the consent agenda. Can I get a approval to, consent agenda. I need questions. I mean, is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? I have a question. My question is, with the, Handle with Care MOU,
Mhm.
I was just looking at it. And is there any, there's just no monies attached, it's just between the sheriff's department
Correct.
and
It's just a permission.
there's permission to do, okay, all right. Okay, that's all. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. All right, next one is gonna be reorganization of maintenance department. Dr. Boone?
Board members, really quick, I've been thinking about this item and I recommend tabling it until after the second closed session, just to have some more conversation around some confidential personnel aspects.
Okay, all right, we're gonna table that until later.
Need a motion to table.
Can I have a motion to table?
Second.
Motion that we table the, discussion about the reorganization of the maintenance department
Until after.
Until after.
until after the second closed session.
Is there,
Discussion.
is there a second? It's been motion and properly second, any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item is gonna be discussion for board vacancy. We have a seat that has been vacant, and we have went, where we offer interviews, offered time for people to apply. We had a time, like I said, for interviews, and we did not have anyone to come to the interviews after they were scheduled. So at this time, I would like to know, what is the pleasure of the board? Do we want to go back and have Ms. Jenkins to contact those same individuals, and have them to reschedule for the interview? Or do we reapply? I mean, do we put the notice out there again for anyone else that may be interested? What do we do going forward? That's why the board vacancy is on the agenda for the night.
Attorney, what exactly do we have to do? Because I don't agree with contacting again,
Yeah,
two mechanics twice.
no, I agree with that.
Board's obligation under the statute and your policy is to fill the vacancy. But in terms of process for getting there, that's not in statute, not in policy. It's up to the board's discretion. Standard process is to issue an advertisement, like a notice of vacancy, seek applicants, review, bring them in for interviews, and to ultimately make or not make a decision. So I mean, the board has options here. You have discretion. You could contact the candidates who, all the candidates to see if they're still interested. You could contact only, I understand that a couple of candidates had scheduling conflicts, to see if they're still interested. Or you could reissue your notice of vacancy, seek new applicants for the position. Any folks who applied previously could reapply, but it would essentially restart the entire process.
Is there any, designated timeline that we must complete this or do this by, or?
There is not in the statute or your policy,
Okay.
but the board does need to be taking steps to
Right.
fill it.
Do we have the option, to appoint or to advertise the vacancy?
If you mean, so just in a meeting, could
Yeah.
a board member make a motion to appoint, second, and a majority approve it?
An option?
Yeah,
That's all I have.
yeah, really, the statute doesn't give any guidance on the process, so, I know like Northampton, I think the last time the Weldon Board had a vacancy, you issued a notice and received applications, but none of that is required by statute or policy, so, I mean, really, it could be like any other, in theory, it could be like any other board item where there's an agenda item, whoever makes a motion, there's a second, or discusses, debates.
Cause I was just going based off of when was it, October last year? The board had made, a motion to advertise.
Right.
So and that's, that's what we said we were gonna do, and we did that. So that's why I was following that.
Right. And that's the practice the board followed, I don't know how many years ago, the last time you had it.
Okay.
And that's, again, I know other boards do that, but it's not required.
Do we remember that last vacancy, the reason for that vacancy?
Not.
All right, so, I guess we can talk about this at our retreat. Everybody? okay with that?
I
Let's
agree.
do that.
Okay, all right, so at this time, I would like to thank each and every one of you all for coming out. Well, first of all, let me, before I don't want to shut my board members out. Do you all have anything that you would like to express tonight to the public? Okay, I'm sorry. At this time, we're gonna return back to closed session. Can I get a motion to go back to closed session? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and properly second to go back into closed session. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries, and we'll be back shortly.
Yes.
Shortly. Seriously. it's
We'll
not gonna
see
be-
all y'all when we come back.
Yeah. Ms. Faulkner. I just want to let you know. Is it on? Are we still live?